All right, with a new year comes new games, new updates, and a brand new show. So we're going to be covering a bunch of topics, especially the new patches for Apex, League of Legends, Valorant, Overwatch, Rivals, and much more starting very soon. Welcome to The Patch, presented by Esports at UCF. My name is Kier, and next to me on my right is...
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm the event coordinator for Esports at UCF. I also play Valorant and Counter-Strike.
Nice. And here we have...
I'm Brady. I play Apex and just game for fun.
Nice.
Hi, I am Brandon. I am the lead caster for League of Legends and Overwatch, but I do also play Rivals and League of Legends.
Nice.
I say League twice.
Yeah.
I guess I play League that much, I guess.
Okay. Speaking of which, segue, let's hit the next slide here. We're going to be getting immediately into League of Legends, year 2025. Welcome to the new year, guys. So we're hitting... okay, actually, I have to go on a small tangent before we get into the patches. They renamed the way they name patches. 15 years. 15 years of League of Legends.
They're doing it year by year now, right?
Yeah.
Instead of
It's
like
horrible.
seasons.
I think it's easier.
I think it's easier to go by
I think
year,
it's
but you have
easier.
to start it that way. But
Yeah.
I think in a year from now, you're going to appreciate it.
True.
I agree.
I agree, but the thing is, I've been playing League since like 2017. This is years of conditioning, and you're gonna take that from me?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, like, we also know that because of this change, they're going to make the seasons a bit longer, so it's no longer like a mid-season patch. It's going to be like, I guess, like quarterly seasons, if anything.
Yeah, they're trying to do this in like a similar thing with like Valorant. They're like, it's like the same thing. We'll get to it when we get there. But like, yeah,
it's weird. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm
It's
not
like-
a fan.
I think it'll grow on you, but...
It'll grow on me,
yeah.
but like if I think of it as like financial quarters, I'm like, what is this? Like economics? I can't.
I mean, did he get like, you know, a new like lead director or something, right? I don't know.
yeah.
I know they hired someone new. People have been saying he's been messing things up, but
That's true.
let's not rant about that. Let's talk
Yeah, we
about
have
the
plenty of new
actual.
things.
Let's talk about the actual patch this season. I don't
Yeah.
know if we can pull that up because I do not have that on the top of my head. But Noxus is here. I know last season we had the Arcane event, but now, of course, with season 2 of Arcane fully released, we now have Noxus as well as basically all of the new mechanics. So we have the Otacon, we've got the feats of strength. You guys have any opinions on that so far? Because I know I've got a few ready.
Listen, I've been trying to avoid. I played so much League of Legends over the break, and I'm trying to like wean off of it. I can't go back to like addiction. So I haven't tried the new stuff, but I've seen like a lot of streamers' reaction to it. Otacon is like cool, but it's gonna mess with me because now it's like 20 minutes is when Otacon spawns, but now Baron spawns at 25, and it's like, whoa.
That
that's,
is going to
like,
change the
long.
game quite a bit. It's
Yeah.
like saying, oh, Dragon's at 10 minutes now.
Yeah.
It's like,
Exactly.
I'm not going to lie, I feel like they would do that.
They would.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like the Otacon buff itself is like, so for those who don't know, basically the Otacon buff, I think it gives you bonus adaptive force as well as basically a free Octron revive for your entire team for 3 minutes.
It depends on the type, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because there's like 2 types. So basically, the game says you're either fighting too much or you're like not fighting at all, and you're like betas. Like you
I
like,
didn't even know there were 2 types.
Yeah,
I
there's
thought
2
it
types.
was one. I've only
Wait,
seen
that's
one.
kind of awesome.
Yeah,
it changes
right?
depending on like how the
That's
game is
actually
playing
cool.
out.
Yeah, it's
That's-
actually pretty. It's
that's
like
kind
such
of
a cool
interesting.
idea, but everyone hates it.
It sounds bad if you're trying to solo queue and there's just more objectives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already
Exactly.
can't get Dragon because your team doesn't care enough, and then
Yeah.
add more objectives. And
Well,
you're
now
just
they do
down
have
more.
a bigger reason to care because the
Yeah.
feats of strength are now our new early game modifier.
Yeah.
So basically, the feats of strength, basically, there's a few. So you get 1 for your team if you get first blood, 1 for first tower, and I think the equivalent of 3 objectives. So like Grubs, Dragon, I guess Otacon and Baron count as well.
Yeah.
So the first to add up to 3 feats will permanently gain the feats of strength buffs, which basically, if we see here, well, you basically get insane boots. Like
lot
everyone
of
gets a
boots.
boot upgrade, and the upgrade is real good. They actually had to nerf it this patch
Yeah.
because back in the PBE and I think before it was really busted.
It was like a few days on live.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Yeah, I even saw clips of it just not working. Actually, like
Oh, really? So it's just buggy as well.
One team had like, or it wasn't like done yet, but like they were able to buy it, but then they got it, and it's like it was weird. It was like I don't know if it was like actually not working or if it was what it was. I mean, it's League of Legends. A new year comes out, and it's just like a bunch of new stuff that gets broken. But like, yeah. So Otacon, I also want to go over that. Like, there's like 2 buffs. The one you were talking about, where basically if you die, you don't give like basically any gold. You give like 100 gold, and then like you just respawn like 5 seconds later, which is crazy. A lot of people really hate it because it's like you get the thing, and then you just like throw yourselves at people, and if you win, you win. If you don't, who cares? You didn't die. Really.
Yeah.
And then the other one is like blood roses, which gives you XP just for picking them up around the map.
Does it also give you adaptive force, or is
Yeah,
that
and it
only...
gives you adaptive
Okay,
force,
I thought
yes.
I wasn't sure if that was just PvE, but it's permanent as well. So it's not like Embers where you die, you lose it. No, it's permanent, which is kind of insane because you just get 20 roses. Well, that's just free damage.
Yeah, and it's permanent XP. So like now it's like, oh, you know, I've been like putting this guy out of lane. He hasn't gotten any XP, and then just a bunch of free XP on the floor. And
Yeah, time to get some blood roses.
Yeah, true.
Time to go snatch those up.
Exactly.
I've seen some opinions on Twitter. I've heard that like the feats of strength aren't actually like broken, but that it's more of a mental thing. What are you guys' like opinions on that?
I think it's a mental thing.
I think League always has just been like someone on your team either gives up or the other team gives up within the first like 10 minutes.
That's a
I
good
think
take.
this, like,
I agree with that.
I don't know if this is a good thing for mental, because if someone other team gets first blood and then you lose an objective, everyone's like, oh well, game's over, guys.
Game's over.
They admit it, so you just like snowball harder.
Yeah.
I'd say, I will agree with that it's a very big for snowball, which is really good for at least the theming of the season, because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the Noxus champions are very snowbally and have very strong early game compared to, you know, late game. So it's really good for them, but also it's like, because they nerfed the boot upgrades from feats of strength, it's honestly not that crazy. All it does is it makes the early game champions more viable late game when everyone's scaled up, right? Yeah. That's really all it does. But again, it is a full mental game. We're like, oh, we're down 2. We're not going to get 3, right? Because they'll just get a free grub. Boom, it's over, right? But it's really not over. But I don't think it's great for, you know, community-wise, because you know how easy people give up.
It's bad.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
It's bad.
I like the little narrative, like, consonants of it, which is basically like the gameplay kind of fits the theme. But the thing is, like, I've seen some people say like, oh, for the first blood, change it to the first 3 kills, which I kind of get. But like at the same time, like League of Legends is a long game as is. If it ends early, I don't care. Well, as a viewer, I'm not trying to play the game anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe as a player, it's horrible, but
Oh, we forgot this one too. Teleport rework. This is a big one.
Oh,
so teleport no longer it's just a blink in 4 seconds. It is a channel where you basically do a hex tech gate teleport to wherever you're teleporting to, and it takes longer depending on distance because it's a travel instead of a blink. And has a longer cooldown, so it's much harder to use early game because it takes so long to come back. I think it's like, is it like 7 minutes or something now?
I don't know about like 7 minutes of travel time, but like 7 seconds. Is,
well, if it took 7 minutes to teleport to the tower, no.
But like, yeah, I think it's good. When I was playing like over the winter before the patch went live, like I saw like 4 teleports on my teams at times, and I'm playing ranked. I mean, I'm not good. I'm like bronze.
Yeah,
but like still, like in bronze, you're running 4 teleports on different people. I think perhaps it did needed to get like reworked a little bit because they've been trying to nerf it for forever. And it's just,
I get it, because it's just like a free like reset
anywhere. Yeah,
it's free macro. Like if you have a good game sense, like I have decent game sense, right? Like I don't play rank, so my rank doesn't reflect that. But like I know when to use teleport, and it completely turns a fight or just any objective. Like I remember many times where I would either win or lose a game because someone teleported to the second dragon fight.
Yeah, and it's also just like, again, from like a bronze perspective, it's just like such a dumb crutch because like they'll just go off, fiddle with themselves, do anything anywhere around the map, and then the second you do something significant, it's like, I'm just gonna TP there in
4 seconds.
The strength of it is really just like the fact that like map presence.
Yeah,
it's like I don't even play League, but like just like seeing that is like, it's like very apparent that like teleport is like a very strong tool to like maintain like really good map presence.
Well, I just won't take teleport anymore. Might as well, because I need first blood anyway, so I'm gonna take like ignite.
I think it's good.
Ignite is
I hated when I
like
you kill the laner and then
he just
they're just back
back
immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Never punished.
So everyone takes ignite.
Never punished. Never punished.
But anyway, they're changing minions as well. Basically, I think this is also alongside like a turret change. Basically, it just to TLDR, it just basically makes minions a little slower late game, and then also like they just don't kill towers as quickly, so that way the first tower one isn't like, or no, it's actually the opposite. There's less turret less turret armor, so that way the first tower is more likely to go down earlier, which is good for the whole feats of strength thing. And then I know this is just minions, so this is like I think they do more damage. So I was wrong. It is basically like they're just trying to speed up the game as fast as possible. Or like,
Cannon minion AD scaling stops 7 days to 90 minutes.
wait, 7 days?
That is.
It was 7 days before.
I didn't even know that.
It was 7 days before.
Oh wait, maybe like internally it kept ramping up forever.
Yeah.
Is that why the system's so
the
bad? Because like
idea-
it has to keep that in memory. Like what?
Yeah, there was a
That's
game.
actually kind of funny.
That's actually funny.
Oh, idle TV standby. We're using it anyway.
Yeah, we're having some technical. I won't say difficulties. It's more of like a slight confusion. But yeah, no, the minions. I think this whole season is about ending the game faster, which is something that high ELO players were already doing. Like the game would end in about 25 minutes if you knew how to end the game.
And now it's 18.
Yeah, it's 18 now. So I guess you don't even need the 50-minute FF because you just lose already.
It's also kind of nice looking here because like if we look at the towers, they're also like their heat duration. So basically towers would ramp up over time if you were diving. They basically, I've seen like clips and everything. Like people, it's like one of the least talked about things, but like diving is like, oh my God. Like 2 tower shots now like is taking you the crap out. Like now it's like 40% per stack. Now it's 50%. Up to 250%. So like I've seen people like tower dive after the 3rd shot, like especially early game. That's like all your health. It's actually crazy.
Yeah.
So a lot of people aren't like noticing that. And then
Swift play.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Swift play. That's a new thing. Basically, it's like a League of like Valorant Swift play. If you're familiar with that, basically they're just make the game even faster. It's basically Wild Rift tempo. But we don't have to get too much into that because we have a lot more to cover.
Yeah.
So okay, we're getting into champions.
Yeah, not too many champions got adjusted this season. It was mostly just introducing the new mechanics, right? I know they buffed Twitch because from what I recall, before they nerfed Blade of the Rune King to the ground, which is Twitch's core item, right? So the fact that they brought Twitch back up is kind of good for him. And
but it was
helps
a nothing
him.
burger change. So
Yeah,
I know we're
it's
getting
something.
to it right now.
It's something, right?
It's
like
something.
The slow helps him, and also AP scaling.
It's an AP scaling on the slow, which I think. I'm sorry, this is such a nothing burger change.
AP
Twitch. It doesn't. Yeah, I know AP Twitch is like what's common right now, but like it is not helping Twitch get back into the attack speed AD aspect. But we could go back up to the Ash change just so that way we could get through it. Like, kind of, I feel bad.
just scrolling through all of it. Yeah.
So now she. First thing is they decrease her passive damage, but now the damage condition, like first you have to slow somebody or they have to be slowed for the damage to go through. Now it's just always. So you get like your flat damage based off your crit chance all the time, which is pretty nice.
That's a good quality of life buff.
Yeah, that's a good quality of life. Obviously they took into a factor, which like, I guess whatever. Their Q, the attack speed went up.
Yes, it did go up.
That's good. And also the base damage. So, I mean, you don't normally see this in lane too often, but like definitely later on. Yeah. Well, I guess you see it in lane if it's like, if you're just poking, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But I guess like in the lower elos, like, you play
Blitz, in those early game
getting,
skirmishes, Ash can really dish some damage out, even though damage isn't that high.
Can we talk about the W?
Yeah.
What are those numbers? Actually crazy. So it's getting like 40 or more base damage at every level, which is
80 to 200 at max level is kind of insane.
But it's bonus AD instead of total AD, which means it's only based off of like items. So
that's even better.
It can be like,
well, if you build full attack speed, then no, it's about the same. But like if you go, I mean, I guess you are building attack speed, but if you do want to go like AD, I guess you can do burst Ash now, right?
Burst Ash.
Assassin
Burst
Ash.
Ash.
No. Don't do that in my games. I'll report you for that.
But it does suck a little bit early game because you don't have any of the bonus AD.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an early game poke nerve. So rip Ash support, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, honestly, fair. I don't like Ash support, and maybe my friend will stop banning her because she's kind of just annoying.
Exactly. So is this a win or a loss for Ash?
I'd say overall it's a win because it makes her better for what she's supposed to, which is like sustained fighting, right?
Yeah.
Because the slow stacks up, you get those stacks on everyone, and you just whittle them down with your stacked attack speed from Rage Blade, Phantom Dancer. You get all these like on hit buffs as well with Wits End, maybe Terminus too. You're just better at like sustained fights versus poke, which is what people were doing, and it really wasn't doing much to begin with. Yeah. But like it's kind of like how they nerfed Sniper Kate just so people would stop playing her.
Yeah, that's
like
true. I hated that.
in that way. Yeah, it I tried it. It was like funny for 2 seconds, and I got bored of it.
Anyway, going on to the next one, we gotta move through these a little bit before we run out of time. But we have Kalista. I actually don't understand this change. Can somebody smarter than me go through this?
I wish I could but I don't play Kalista.
I don't play the video game.
Yeah, so okay, fine.
I don't open up league.
Okay, so Kalista is definitely a complex champion, especially with her dashes and everything. So basically, the Riot, I guess, has been in the background being like, we're going to fix her. We're going to fix her dash situation in the animation. So I think that's what they did. I don't think there is too much of a change in terms of this. Literally, they said dash calculation rebuilt. Trust us on this one. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what that means, but from my understanding, it seems like this whole change to her passive kind of makes it just, I guess, more streamlined.
Yeah.
So it's not like as confusing, and also it actually works probably because I remember I played Kalista one time in ARAM, and I'm like, how's this dash work? Because sometimes it would just go, sometimes it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Or
I
like,
guess
it
that's
takes
fixing
so long to dash, even though I'm like max level full scale. I'm like, is it scaling off of my attack speed? I can't tell.
Yeah, it is
because
okay.
it just doesn't jump to the side of my attack speed. It's like it's still super slow. I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Right.
It's very weird.
My guess is they're kind of just making it easier to use and more, understandable. So
yeah, and
I think that's a big thing with like a lot of the league changes that like I kind of noticed was like it's a big quality of life thing. Like the Ash change with like the damage on the slow or whatever, and then also like this because Kalista is a very like complicated champion.
Yeah,
just from what I've seen watching League. So
yeah, that's true. But this Q is not quality of life. This is a straight nerf.
Yeah,
is that that is a straight nerf. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
lower
is a nerf.
base damage and just higher mana cost. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
like,
well.
again, half your power is in your auto attacks,
Yeah.
then pressing E, so
Yeah.
the nerfing he doesn't do too much. It just means, like, yeah,
Early game, it kind of sucks.
it already sucked to begin with 20 damage, really. Yeah, it's more of, like,
true.
a late game nerf, if anything.
That was 10 damage.
But, yeah, like, there's, like, a little bit, right? But the thing is, so, like, your Q just, if anything, just throws in another spear. That's it.
Can we scroll down real quick so
Yeah.
we can see the next thing? I don't think there's anything
I
else.
think that was it.
Oh, there is a
no.
red.
Oh, E.
E
damage
buff.
per...
Wait, is that a buff? No, that is
a nerf?
A nerf.
Nerf.
Actually, wait a minute. No, it's a buff to the base damage, but the AD skilling got dropped.
No. It's going to the 7. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. I see what you
Yeah.
mean. Like, as you level
Base
it.
damage.
Yeah, as
It's
you
better
level it.
late game. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. See, these things are so confusing to read. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. I don't like the way that the Riot does it. But, yeah, I mean, it's better base, lower total,
Lower-
though. Lower
Lower AD
percentages.
scaling.
That's
yeah.
better because you build attack speed on Kalista anyway.
Oh,
so you
okay.
don't even get much AD. Because when I play Kalista, it's like I actually had like most of the attack speed.
Okay.
I ended up with like 240 AD by the end
Okay.
of the game,
Yeah, that's
which
not
is
too bad.
like it's not that much, but this is technically a buff, if anything, because you need that base damage. You don't have
Okay.
AD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not too bad, though.
I don't even
That's
know
fair.
how Callisto works.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Honestly,
Like,
Callisto.
she's one of those champions where it's like, wait, who's she again? It's like that.
That's
so.
true. Okay, so
Hopefully
next,
she comes back. but
next champion.
Let's take a look.
I think
Let's-
this was Twitch, so we could skip over Twitch.
Yeah, we already talked about that. We can kind of run through the last couple ones. Oh, this
Yeah.
is there you go.
Varus.
Varus.
Oh,
change.
lower mana pool.
Lower mana.
I mean, I guess that sucks for poke Varus, which I mean, that's what you play him for. So I guess.
Yeah.
So what else? His Q now
nerf.
does less damage. So yeah,
Oh,
it's just.
no, it says
Wait,
mana
Q
cost.
is reduced mana cost.
Oh yeah. Okay, so to adjust
better.
for the mana thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not like, outright.
W damage on the hit.
I believe that
Scales
is the
more?
that's increased damage, which means that's so Varus is W passive, where you put a
It's
mark
3
on
hit.
them when you auto them, right?
Yeah.
And it deals like poison damage, but it also you can use the mark when you use your Q.
Or your E. I think it's like any ability.
E
activates it.
applies the passive
Oh
stacks.
really?
Actually,
It's
yes.
just your Q that. Oh. shoot.
Q is the only one that uses them.
Oh, okay.
Your W with auto attacks, E and ult all apply the stacks.
Oh, so he is. Oh, I didn't know that.
So burst Varus is a thing where you pretty much just ult someone, then you do a charge. Press W, then you shoot an arrow. Because when you press W, your next Q does more damage based on
okay.
health.
I actually didn't know that. Okay. Well, getting into the items now. Oh, well, I don't know. Wait, does he win or lose here? I need to figure that out.
I think
I think Callista's like, whatever, but
because of the way they're reworking it is better because it makes his lighting better. Like
okay.
because again, early game season, right?
Yeah.
So they're trying to make it better to use his abilities early game without using all of his mana.
Okay, that's fair.
So,
okay, that
yeah.
makes sense. Okay, so basically, all the changes were around the early game champions being a little more useful.
Yeah,
early,
well, like
so.
Varus is kind of like mid to late game.
Yeah.
Ash is like early to
Or
mid.
sorry, I mean the late game champion's a
Yeah.
little more useful early. Sorry, my fault.
I think it's just to make everything like more balanced towards early game.
Yeah,
It's not
'cause you
necessarily.
have to.
It's not necessarily for it's for the mid or late game champions. It's just for these marksmen were characters that their laning phases were okay, but like there were some quirks about them that just didn't make them great, or like for both sides, right?
Yeah.
Like with Ashes, slow and everything. They're just making it better for everyone to play in that matchup.
Yeah. Okay. So going into this, I kind of want to skip over this because if you know Black Cleaver, this is just AP Black Cleaver. I know that's a little reductionist, but let's be real. Let's not kid ourselves. This
We
is AP
also
Black
are
Cleaver.
a little
Similar
bit pressed for
cost.
time. So.
Yeah.
But this is AP Black Cleaver. So, okay, yeah. So dealing magic damage with abilities or passes to champions reduces their magic resistance by 5% for 6 seconds up to 30. So yeah, this is just AP Black Cleaver.
It's the same thing.
It's great with Leandries though.
It's
I'm not
really
gonna lie.
good. And it's just the item for like AP bruisers, Mordekaiser, Gwen in
Yeah.
particular.
I can't wait
yeah.
to see like the 5. You know those builds are like 5 burn builds with this.
Oh my
It's
god, that
crazy.
is gonna hurt. I'm an ADC player. This is gonna. No, I'm not gonna like this.
Yeah. Anyway, next item. I think if it's an item, do they do any more?
I'm
items
not
for this?
sure. I
Let me
know.
check.
I know. Blood Orders was just brand new. They
Unending. I
Heartsteel.
forgot. Yeah. Okay.
are
So
sealing unending. Yeah.
Heartsteel. They just made it so that we don't get as much health and the damage is down a little bit because
Just a nerf.
the tanks
Fair.
have just been having too much fun with the Heartsteel.
Season
They're
of
getting
Tanks
too big.
last season,
They're
yeah.
too big.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I it's good to see. Rip the Mundo clips though.
At least my gin makes more sense now. But all right. Ever feel jumpy from a cup of coffee or jittery from an energy drink? Nope, not anymore. UrOptima ensures that you stay focused and energized without the unnecessary side effects. So you're always at 110% of the time. If you go to neuroptima.gg right now and use code EUCF on your order, you'll get 10% off on your purchase. As lead caster of Esports at UCF, I hereby implore you to give a very firm handshake to the link in the description. Click it before you fall asleep. Heartsteel nerf. Let's take a look if Unending Despair got the same treatment.
I think they made it I remember reading it. They made it like an all-purpose item. If we could scroll
okay.
down to it. So now instead of just giving armor, it gives like armor and magic resist. I think, and then they nerfed the passive damage. From
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
So all those Maokai builds, or I guess, are a little more well-rounded.
Yeah. Just anyone who builds it will have better utility. So like I know Shens like to build this item. Which means like they don't have to rush like Force of Nature or what's the other one, Hollow Radiance, even though they
Hollow
would
Radiance, yeah.
build it anyway. It's just like when they go unending, they don't have to like really worry about is my magic resist gonna fall off because I built unending first, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. So let's scroll down a little bit more and just try to get to the next item. I gotta see my list here because let me see. 'Cause
Yeah.
I made a whole list, so I'll be able to see it. Oh, okay, yeah. So
Yeah, 25 on each. They changed the build path, less health as well. Yeah, again, just more of a well-rounded item. And I think the damage, I'm sorry, this is like a wall of text. I'm trying to read it.
yeah, you don't have to read all of it.
Yeah.
You got the vibe from it. So.
Yeah, it's just you still do the damage. I don't think it's as much, or if it's more, then wow, I really didn't read correctly. But
Yeah.
like you still do damage. You still have your armor, just not as much. And
It's just more of an all-purpose early.
yeah,
game.
it's more like Jack Show if anything. Like
Yeah.
it's getting closer to that. So
Yeah, which is good.
it's not bad.
Okay, so we could scroll down to the next weapon. Warmogs.
Interesting.
It is weird to see Warmogs not be able to give movement speed, and also like the health requirement went up, which is what I'm reading here.
Which is weird because they just
Yeah.
nerfed Heartsteel. Heartsteel was like the main stacker
Yeah, you would
to
have
get
to
Warmogs
get
up.
that, and then Warmogs, and then you build your resistances, right? Like a Jack Show or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that sucks. And now it only regenerates 3% maximum health damage if damage has not been taken in the last 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's
Does
more,
that mean it
that's
does-
more healing, but again, you don't get the movement speed.
Yeah, you don't get
so
the movement speed, and it's 8 seconds instead of 6. So you really have to be out of combat.
You're just
This
really
isn't
out of
just
combat.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll dip out and come back.
I think I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the main character to suffer from this is Soraka.
Wait, no, it says it says regenerate 2.5% maximum health every 0.5 seconds. The bottom one doesn't say the 0.5 seconds. I don't know if that's
I think
a typo.
I think that's they just didn't want to add more text, but I think it just went from 2.5 to 3%, which is just more. Like I feel like that's what makes sense. If that's not the case, then I don't know what they're on. But yeah, the movement speed is actually a pretty big downside.
I mean, I don't think it is because all the boots.
I was like,
You're right. I take that.
They're buff boosts.
I
now.
forgot about the boots change, but yeah, like if it weren't for the boots, yeah, that'd be a pretty.
I mean, if you don't get
nerf.
boots, it kind of sucks, but
yeah, but you're good. Like if you're playing like anyone that builds this item, you are going boots. You need the speed.
This is a second or third item anyway, so the game's probably over by then.
At this point, yes, yeah.
So we could go to the next one. I think that's about it. Runes. Oh yeah, they're getting rid of all the runes people liked in the domination.
Not my
too.
eyeball collection.
Yeah,
what?
no more eyeball collection. That's the only one people would get from domination. And now there's like ward runes.
Deep ward.
I'm not gonna get too much into it. You guys can read it here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just ward runes. So they were like, okay, you guys are ignoring the ward runes. All ward runes.
Yeah.
Screw you guys. And then nullifying orb is also getting removed from the sorcery trees.
Not many people use that one either,
Yeah.
so I can see why.
But now it's like a mini ultimate hunter.
That's
But instead of like ultimate hunter, like how it used to be, it's got.
Oh, is it Axiom Arcanus?
Yeah, Axiom Arcanus.
That thing is so bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I tried using it. Does nothing. I watch Zwag and he tries using it. Even though he gets super ahead and gets like value, just go mana flow band. Just go mana flow band because it is on the same level, so you're not gonna go mana flow band.
It's better to get the mana than to.
It's
be
much
like,
better.
Oh my god, burst one. It's good for YouTubers, I guess.
You get not
Lux
even. You
memes.
get
That's
like
it.
what 5% more. It's not even that much more damage.
Yeah. So
It's like
it's
why would you go this rune?
a
They
bunch
need
of-
to buff it.
They want you to like not have fun runes anymore, I guess. So. Okay, so I think there's a few more things we could skip it.
I think
though,
we can
because
skip
I
the
want to talk
runes.
about Mel
Yeah.
and get into the other.
Yeah.
games. Oh yeah, it's ARAM. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, no.
Mel
let's
has
get into
come
Mel.
out from Arcane. If you guys haven't seen,
I haven't.
She looks like a generic. Oh, wow, shame on you.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
man. I got busy this break. I was playing Deep Woken and XCOM 2.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, no. Mel is the new champion. She is a mage. And her kit, oh my god, I saw it once and I was like, why is this here?
Yeah.
Zelda down special.
Zelda down
special from
Zelda down
Smash.
She reflects one projectile, which for anyone who doesn't know, she reflects a projectile back to sender. So kind of like the Minecraft achievement.
Yeah.
Return to sender.
Her Q basically she like places a circle and it just shoots like a ballista of like magic missiles that do magic damage. Her passive is probably the most complicated part of her whole kit.
Every champion.
Yeah,
pass.
why do they do that now? Why do they just add like
I don't know.
they'll have like pages of text of just this is their passive.
It's actually not that
this,
long.
This,
It's like
this,
champion
this.
power creep.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
the
just
power
power
creep you
creep.
see in like the mobile games.
169 champions. That's
Yeah,
right now.
200 years experience. But
200
her
years.
passive, whenever she hits an enemy, I think this is a cooldown base, but an auto attack, which is a cooldown base, or whenever she hits an ability that does damage, for example, her Q, WE, she applies this stack that will deal extra damage based on their, I think it's either current health or max health,
yeah,
but
something health.
it will also add an execute threshold for them when she deals damage with her Q or any of her abilities, right?
Execute threshold's kind of freaky.
It is. So like if you have like 20 stacks, it's like I don't think it's 20% execute, but like it just goes up, right? Of course the stacks wear off, but you use them when you use the kit. So her Q just applies them, does damage. Her W, if she reflects a projectile, it will reflect back towards who shot it. If it's aimed. And if it's targeted, it'll just go straight to the target. So like she can reflect a Vagar ult back at him, which is really funny.
crazy.
And it'll also apply a stack, I think. Her E is she shoots out like Aurelian Soul.
Also, can we get a video
like,
for like her
stun?
abilities on the background? as
Yeah,
well?
it's actually a root. You know a soul stun that he shoots out. I forgot which one it is. I think it's his E. No, that's his Q. But she does the same thing, but instead of stunning
He
and
doesn't
root,
do that anymore.
it doesn't stun anymore.
They reworked him a while ago.
It's still the same ability.
Oh, it's the same ability.
Yeah,
Never
it's the
mind.
same ability. Yeah, so instead of stun, it's a root, and it only roots if you're hit by the center of it.
Oh, okay.
Which is it's pretty cool, but again, it applies to stacks. And her ultimate is the most skillful ability in the entire game. You press it, and all of the stacks that people have, they just take damage again.
localized Karthus ult.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So you just press the button and do damage if you've already hit the
So-
mark.
Damage, do damage.
It's
Press button,
burst
do
damage, yeah.
That's cool though, I guess.
It's way too much damage. I will say that because again, execute threshold still exists. It doesn't clear the marks after or before. It clears them after you deal the damage, right?
Oh,
So it will execute before it gets rid of the stacks by using ult.
That's true. Okay.
I don't know if using ult expends the marks. I just know that you can still execute with the ult, which is kind of insane with the amount of damage you have already.
Yeah, she's interesting. I'm gonna play her when she comes out.
Like she's no Cassante, but she's still
200 years.
You feel like you're playing Samira again, but as like a mage, or I forget the comparison, but like you have the same power level. You feel like a god.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the next game though that we have.
Yeah.
But while we do that, just want to give you a quick reminder if you guys enjoy what you're watching. This is our first episode, so make sure to please leave a like and subscribe if you're interested and want to see more, and leave a comment down below of which game you're most interested in playing once we get through this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna be getting into the next game though as we get here. If we go back to the PowerPoint or the slides. Next up, we're keeping it Riot. We're going to Valorante. So there wasn't too much, right?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot.
There's a new
I can give
season.
more input on this one.
Yeah, compared to League of Legends, this is like nothing burger.
Yeah, there's a new agent, Tejo. He's kind of cool. He's an initiator. He definitely adds a lot of like variety in the initiator pool, especially like I think his main strength is that he's very good at like disrupting like defensive utility, especially because like one of his abilities is like you just you send two little boom things, little things
drones.
The directed missiles. Or whatever
yeah. He has like directed missiles that come out of his arm, like to anywhere on his like little like iPad, and it's like
another iPad character.
Oh my god,
3 for 3 now.
It's like kind of awesome though. I also really enjoy like that he has like he's like very easy to play, which is like kind of awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, because like I think that like as like a game that's not very like beginner friendly, like we need those like easier to play characters where you can get like easy value.
So is it like is it low skill floor, high skill ceiling, or is that skill ceiling still not that high?
And the skill ceiling with him is not like crazy high, but his like just the base value you get from him is like kind of insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he has like the directed missiles is just like a molly, like it's like a KO molly that you don't throw but you shoot out of your arm and it doesn't miss.
Yeah, I can't miss. So
that's cool.
No skill needed. You just put it down, boom,
and then
airstrike.
He has like an invisible little like spider drone thing.
Yeah. So,
it's like kind of cool.
How's that work?
So it's like a little drone.
Think Skydog. Think Skydog.
Okay.
But it's invisible. It's invisible.
You say Flores, like from Siege?
Yeah, from Siege. I would say it's more like Flores.
Flores?
Yeah.
That's kind of reasonable.
If you're not familiar with Flores, basically, I guess I'm just explaining another ability. So
yeah, no.
But basically, it's a little drone you put out, and then you can
drive it.
You drive it around, and after a while, it like detonates. And
you can detonate it.
Yeah, you trigger.
But instead of an explosion, it's like a ping, like a Sova dart ping.
Oh wow!
But it's it also suppresses.
That is a little much,
and
but
it's invisible.
It does a lot for being one ability.
And I believe it's based on line of sight to the drone. So even if the drone can't see you, can't see you because of the near sight, if you can see it when it like detonates, then like you get marked and suppressed.
Oh, that's
crazy.
Okay.
And then lastly is I honestly forgot what his last ability was.
It's his like breach ult, but he could do it from anywhere.
The ult?
No,
is,
it's
like,
the thing you throw out and it bounces off a wall.
The stun, yeah.
There's just a stun.
It's just like a standard stun.
It's the most boring ability, honestly.
It's like
just a stun.
Fair enough.
It's literally like I think the unmissable molly is like the more interesting, like the most interesting ability, because you can just send it to break like all defensive utility, and then it recharges.
Oh, it recharges, yeah, because that's his like.
So wait, it's just like a molly. Does it do damage to like people or just util?
It does damage to both people and util. It's just a standard molly, but he shoots it out of his arm and it's unmissable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
What's his ult again?
it's like a breach ult, but with explosions, and it kills you.
And you could like do it from anywhere. So for example, let's say you wanted to do it on the back of the site.
You can
and
direct
do it
it
towards you.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, so it is really cool. But
I think his design is like really cool, and he's like really easy to play. I think like just like the straight value you get from his signature will make him like very strong for like most teams that like default.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting character. I want to see more.
I'll say, what's
from
the
him.
character that puts like the turret down?
Killjoy?
Yeah.
So Killjoy is just like useless.
You know, you know the
it's
signature.
just, everything is just like
Everything is
useless.
dead. Cypher is dead. Like
anything that like
anything
sets up on site is
exactly.
just dead.
Yeah.
Like that's why me personally, when I've been playing Vice because like the wall is unbreakable.
Oh yeah.
So,
he's
like-
unbreakable.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So like, it's kind of chill.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of down for like something that shakes up like agent meta like this heavily.
Yeah, so you can just like throw one guy on one site and be like, you can lock that down completely anymore.
Exactly. It's like you
Yeah,
play
exactly.
Killjoy or Cypher, and then it's just like, okay, you play like 3-4 the other side, and
Yeah.
it's like,
It is very interesting.
It kind of.
I want to see more with
yeah.
the ult though.
he's
The ult. Okay.
he's
Boom.
less strong. He's like less strong in like ranked, but more strong in like organized play. Because
Yeah.
like in organized play, you can like a lot of times you can wait for like that cooldown to come back on the melee to like then use for like a side hit. So at the start of the round, you can just like default your melee to somewhere to break some utility, and it's like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then obviously the adaptation to that is like to either move your utility or just don't play that character.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I definitely can't wait to see Tejo in there. But I think that's the most interesting thing this patch as we get into the next stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
besides the new maps, but
new maps, like
new maps.
it's just like a map rotation. I
They're
believe
bring back
it's
Fracture.
Ascent, Sunset out, Lotus, Fracture in.
Yeah.
So-
Fracture hasn't seen play in like 2
Oh, you're
years.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fracture it's been a while.
But
But
Lotus just
I'm glad
left,
Ascent
came
is
back.
finally leaving.
Goodbye,
um,
Ascent.
Dude, people
I
no one
think-
likes Ascent.
I don't even know what Ascent is.
The
Which
funniest
one's
part,
that?
the funniest
Italian.
part is that like Ascent might have been fine with like the addition of Tejo
Oh,
because
yeah,
like
'cause
he
he
would
would've
he
shaken
would have
it up.
shaken up the
Yeah.
entire Ascent meta, but like
I guess we'll never know.
whatever.
We'll find out later when they
Yeah.
bring back Ascent.
Yeah, when they bring back
Yeah.
Ascent after everyone crying about it being gone.
But like honestly, it
Who's
like
crying
Ascent
about
should be
that
like
again?
a
I
relatively
forgot.
interesting map like after like Tejo like fully
Yeah.
comes into competitive play
Mhm.
because like you just play like Sova like
Mhm.
Tejo and it's like kind of chill.
Yeah, exactly. Wait,
Yeah.
is that it? Is that really it?
That's like about it. There's like some
No, there's actually nothing.
yeah, there-
it's just bug fixes.
Va-
and
Bug
everything.
Valorant?
fixes.
Boring game. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, okay. Let's not go that far.
No, but yeah, for a new year, it's not that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think they were focused on League. I'm gonna be honest with
they're-
you.
they're
That
busy-
sounds like
they
a
were
focus.
busy,
They had a lot to
agree.
fix.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
they had to fix League.
honestly Tejo's like enough.
Yeah,
Like
Tejo
he's
does
enough
shake
of
up.
a shakeup
Yeah.
for right
Yeah.
now.
That's true. Okay, so let's get into the next game then. Next game we have is
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Yeah, so if you've been keeping up with Call of Duty, there is a new Squid Game event, which we're going to be getting into.
Sorry,
in a
I can't take
second.
you seriously for saying that.
Oh my god, Squid Game.
Squid Game!
I played these
I
games
played
before.
these games before!
Sorry. I hate it so much. They're like the game because
I saw a pirate version of that, like of that dub, and it was like really funny. It was like, I've played these games before.
That's actually kind of
I've-
funny.
I've-
Okay, anyway, let's talk
Played
about the actual
these
game.
games before.
These games before.
All right, so what do we have for COD? I actually don't play COD.
I don't
So
even-
I
they didn't even do
yeah,
a lot.
really.
So
Yeah.
they changed some stuff. I think in zombies and multiplayer. Like the game is just buggy.
Yeah.
Like the game keeps getting like game breaking bugs every time they have an update. You can't queue for like it will just like not match make
Damn.
sometimes, and you just like they're like, oh guys, buy our new bundle.
So it's
it's
just
Squid
like-
Game.
So it's just like a non-functional product.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
like the more bundles they add, the less they work on their game.
I still can't
That's
believe
kinda
people
like
pre-ordered
the-
Did
this.
you guys go to the January 3rd?
That's like the
It's
same
January
vibe I
9th,
get with like
whatever.
Valorant.
Yeah,
too.
that's kind of like they keep adding
oh.
bundles and then giving up on stability.
If we can like derail to back to Valorant for a second, What do we think about the fucking smartphone?
The smartphone. They added a smartphone in Valorant. I forgot. We forgot to mention this.
Hold on, what?
Everyone gets a.
You
free
can pull
phone.
out a phone now.
Yeah. So instead of knives, they're like, what if we just did random things?
So you don't
That's
have a
wild.
knife anymore?
No, you do,
No.
but like now it's an optional thing that you
I was
can
like, just
buy.
in place of a knife.
So
Yeah,
on your
literally
like
looks just
spray
like it.
menu, there's a new thing called Flex, and
Oh,
the idea
God.
with Flex is that like it can be like literally anything. So the first one that they gave out for free to everyone is a smartphone. So like
It doesn't do anything.
it
so
doesn't
show
do
you.
anything.
It's
Like,
it's
you
it's,
just pull out
it's
a
just
phone.
aura, or
Yeah,
not
it's just aura.
even. It's negative aura because you're
Yeah.
pulling out a phone mid battle. Get off TikTok, bro.
I get
I'm waiting for like the people with like Subway Surfers on it while they're like
Yeah,
That's
there's
definitely
get
a
an
clip.
ace of
those
the
videos
Subway
have been there
Surfers on
already.
the
It's so
It's
funny.
so
on the phone.
funny.
It's like actually
when
hilarious.
nothing's happening on set.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait for like the actual fidget spinner.
Yes, that's gonna be fun.
I can't wait for that one.
Oh my god. Okay, that's
Like-
actually kind of funny.
But yeah,
Alright,
that's about all.
next topic,
Back to
yeah.
COD.
Global movement stuff. We are increasing all mantle speeds, and doors can now be open and closed while sprinting. Was that significant? I know you're the only one.
I
who doesn't-
mean,
I can't. I
it's
can't put the
definitely
money out.
good.
I
It's
think
definitely
it
good.
definitely feels good.
Yeah,
Like
because the more you can like move around without having to be like just stop for no reason.
yeah, the
is
more like freedom you have, the better it is.
especially with the omni move and stuff.
That's
so.
like, yeah, that's like kind of like the thing with like Apex. That's like kind of like what I enjoy
yeah.
is like the
If you can
freedom
move
of
freely,
movement. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't just like
That's cool.
force you to move a certain way.
Okay, so let's get deeper into it. I know we
New
have some
melee.
weapons here. The weapons don't seem to. I mean, these seem like bug fixes. I'm gonna be honest with you, most of them. So we could skip over
Yeah.
the weapons. Go
They
to
added a
new
melee
one.
weapon. That's
Oh, they
it.
did?
It's just a knife.
Okay.
It's a knife with a different shape.
Okay. Actually, oh,
That's,
damn.
that's it.
Squid Game.
Squid Game. Sorry,
There
I
it
was
is, there
freaking
it
out with
is,
Squid
there it
Game.
is.
There
Red
it
light, green
is.
light. Young He is watching, so don't misstep at the wrong time. So yeah, it's just Squid Game. I don't know. You could play the Roblox one. I think it has more modes.
Really?
But there's also the Pentathlon, which actually seems pretty interesting. A little more interesting than the Squid Game one, in my opinion. So you could play. Prove that you have what it takes in the long run by completing the series of multiplayer modes. So yeah, there's some ones that you're already familiar with. You have Domination, Kill Confirmed, Hardpoint, but now there's two new ones. Piggy Bank, which is I know it's a little different, but it kind of reminds me of the finals a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
Yeah, you
yeah.
just gotta like you win off money.
Yeah, you win
like,
off money.
yeah.
Yeah. And then roulette is interesting because it's a one shot. Like it's a gun that spawns in the middle of the map, and you pick it up. So and then the gun itself, I think, operates kind of like Golden Gun, where it's just like it one shots anyone. But the thing is, just on a
It's
random
like,
bullet.
It's Russian roulette.
Yeah, Russian,
but with like
with a golden gun.
Yeah,
That
which
sounds
is-
kind of fun.
It is. It looks fun.
Yeah, it
does
I'm not
sound
gonna lie.
fun.
I
That
kind of
does
want to
sound
play
fun.
it, but I don't have $80.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not. Especially since the game, it doesn't work, and it's what 170 gigabytes or something. How big is
It's
it?
big.
More Squid Game.
It's a really big game.
Oh, I forgot there is more Squid Game. It is a big game. though.
Yeah,
And you gotta go through like the launcher. You gotta download the launcher, and then you gotta download everything else of it.
Oh my gosh. We can skip
Yeah.
over the Squid Game. So again, just watch. Oh, there's some props.
It's literally just Squid Game.
Okay.
It's just
no, there
Squid Game.
wasn't much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Score streaks. A lot of them got a lot of updates. We could go over them. I'll speak over them really quickly. So, reduced RCXD's damage. A bug fix with the Archangel launcher. Care package will now contain a scout pull score streak less frequently. So that's a nerf.
Yeah, I think it would just give you that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's-
LDBR decreased damage it does to its own owner, and the score requirement's lowered. Buff, I would say, quality of life more than anything. Sentry turret, the increased fire rate, HP, and the score requirement went down. So they guess they really want people to use turret. I don't know how we feel about that one, but
people are using turrets to just like that's how people use they use them to just manipulate spawns.
Oh,
So making
really?
the like cost
my
lower
gosh.
Oh my
is
God.
I don't
Very
know about
interesting.
that.
Does like the turret like existing prevent like enemies from spawning there?
Like
That's,
on,
like,
on
kind of
Nuketown, you normally aren't supposed to be able to lock spawns on
Mhm.
one side
Yeah.
when you're like in their spawn.
Uh-huh.
But if you have a turret far enough out,
Oh,
it literally just like they can only spawn there.
that's so
Oh,
freaky.
So people
that's
just like
crazy.
yeah.
That's some tech.
That is some crazy.
So then
That's
making
tech.
that better is that's interesting.
Great question.
I'm guessing they didn't know about that specific tech.
Ew.
I hope they didn't. I hope they didn't.
Hellstorm is reduced by 50 points on the score requirement. Increased Watchdog Helo's damage. The Watchdog Halo accuracy when it acquires new targets increased, and the reduced score requirement but down by 50, which you'll notice a lot of them went down by.
I like that because that thing was not good.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not just like a helicopter that flies in and shoots.
Yeah, it's like just a
people.
helicopter like above you that just shoots at targets like nearby, and it would do
Okay.
nothing. You could actually just tank like 4 bursts. They would just be above you shooting people, and they would not die.
Jesus, nothing burger.
Yeah,
streaks. Okay, well, it's good to see more buffs. Oh, strategic bomber got decreased by 200, which seems a little significant compared to the other nerfs and buffs around here, but not much else. The AGR Mach 1 got a top speed increase, acceleration increase, and addressed an issue. This is a bug fix, essentially. And the last one, Dreadnought, decreased from 1800 to 1700 and increased the HP. So we're seeing like just buffs all across the board for like a lot of score streaks that thanks to Brady is just letting us know that a lot of them were just hot dog
They're bad.
water.
They're pretty bad.
Like everyone used the same.
There was
one,
a reason
right?
why people only use like UAVs and counter UAVs because all the
Yeah.
ones that did damage, like the missiles, you'd get maybe 1 kill, and it'd need like 10, 15 kills to get it, and it's just not.
That is horrible. Actually,
Yeah.
I
Might
just
as well get
remembered.
UAV and then just wall hack people.
That's it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
They were, like,
Oh my god, I've
worthless.
seen like clips of like Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's just non-stop like wall bangs. Like there's walls.
The
made of
walls are
paper.
very thin. They're very thin.
Jesus. Anyway, I think that's all the changes. I think if you scroll down, you'll just see like zombies and stuff. So we can go on to
Yeah.
the next game. But I think if my personal opinion on the patch, if you have the game, Pentathlon looks cool and you can play Squid Games. So I think that's a W in the book.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think that's a
know.
W in the book.
It's a nice step, but I don't think it would convince people to buy the
Yeah,
No,
it
it will
probably
not
won't
get you to buy the
Yeah.
game.
But if you have it, you have something to do.
if you have it and can get past the infinite bugs that every patch like gives you, then you'll have some fun. For
Thanks,
sure.
Activision. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Okay, so next game we have Overwatch 2. This
2.
is another one we could breeze past through because nothing happens.
Let's take it. I'll do it in 2 minutes.
Uh,
So
You can go
on,
to the thing.
yeah, just go to the patch, and I'm not joking. You probably don't even have to scroll because they changed
Isn't
like
it like 3 lines?
yeah 3 lines of text. So they nerfed Hazard a little bit with his damage reduction and his duration on like his block, right?
half a
Wait,
second, by the way.
Half a second, amazing change, right? I don't know what this is for because it's not like the block was super crazy anyway. Like his main thing was you deal damage with the slash and you make him bleed, right? Like that was the main thing. So nerfing the block is like doesn't really do much. It just makes him slightly weaker on the defensive side. But yeah, nothing. Let's go next. Sojourn. Time before energy degeneration begins. They just made it where her passive right click damage just goes down faster, right? So it's like you can't hold it forever. They've been nerfing Sojourn left, right, and center ever since they released her, which is kind of like,
Sojourn
that
has been a
sucks.
mainstay since like Overwatch 2 released. It's like kind of insane.
yeah. Like I mean,
That's all I play. When I play Overwatch, I just play,
you play Sojourn. She's
Yeah.
so easy, and it's like
Yeah.
you shoot people like your soldier, and then you right click them like your widow. Like it's kind of like not crazy. But
Speaking of
anyway,
Widow-
speaking of widow, her scope shots no longer get. You remember the buff from back then where everyone got like bigger hitboxes on their bullets? Yeah, she doesn't have that anymore. So you actually have to aim with widow, which was like
Good change.
yeah,
said
good
be better.
change. Yeah.
Get your
Skill
shots more.
expression.
More skill expression, but I know people are gonna be crying about that one. You know, all the widow mains. But that was literally it. Like, if you want to
I
talk
think
about, like,
Hazard's still bad, right?
he's still not that good.
All
you
the
know?
Kovacs
Or no, I heard
grinders
the opposite.
eating good
Like,
right now.
in,
Well,
We can
organized
finally
play, he's, like,
show we
annoying.
can aim.
He's
Finally
annoying,
show
but
we
like
can
the thing
aim.
is, it was the same symptom of like any other new character. People don't know how to play him. People don't know how to fight him. So he seems really good,
Oh, okay.
right? Like. This has been a problem for years in
So you,
every
so you
game.
Think people adapt.
People have already started to adapt from what I've seen. He's like okay at best. The most annoying thing is his fake Mei wall. That's it, right? But if you want to talk about like a more important patch, like literally the patch before this one when they did the 6v6 as damage control for rivals, that like
Speaking of rivals, we should move on to rivals.
are we on to that right now?
No, we're going to
I think we have Apex next.
Oh, Apex. Right.
Yeah.
I can't believe you forgot about Apex.
Yeah, well, I mean, most people do. Let's be honest.
bad.
with you.
I mean, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're an Apex guy. Remember the
I
Apex
mean,
guy?
I can't blame him. I'm not gonna lie.
TLDR, Overwatch has not changed a bit.
Sorry,
But
my fault. I just
yeah,
realized I'm
Overwatch has
not-
barely
I'm not a
changed
friend. My fault.
since December. So if you played it before, well, you'll be playing it again now, or you're playing Rivals because that's what most people are doing. But now
Yeah.
we're on to Apex Legends. What did they do this season?
a lot.
They
It
did a
feels
lot.
like
They did a lot.
I mean, your standard like mid-season, new season patch where they like rotate a bunch of weapons and stuff.
They just did a lot more
So-
with characters this season
Yeah.
than
Oh,
they
that's good.
normally do.
Loba got a big buff.
I love playing Loba.
Any
My
particular
first season I
reason for
hit
that?
Masters, I played Loba when they just added like crafting on support.
Oh
my God.
So I could just
yeah.
like run away from the fight every time. So I got a lot of time on Loba, and these changes like they feel so good.
Loba heaven.
They
That's
feel
literally
so
what it
good.
is. All right, so let's scroll down real quick. We can skip over the limited time mode. For
Some
fun
skins.
changes.
There's tons of skins. Yeah,
It's
new
basically
events.
their OG. That's just their OG Fortnite. That's basically what that limited time mode was.
Okay, I gotcha.
You could keep scrolling down. We're not covering skins.
Lots of
Yeah.
Oh, the skins look cool.
There's lots of
They look
skins.
cool.
They do look cool, but they're
I'm not gonna
skins,
lie.
right?
Yeah, but the
you
skins.
want to
Yeah.
spend $20 on that? Okay, be my guest.
Yeah.
And you have to buy them too.
If
They-
we're gonna talk about skins, I logged in the other day. I had heirloom shards like just in my account from like years ago when I played the game, but I just bought like the fucking karambit.
yeah,
the universal
the
karambit.
universal one.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
bought
yeah,
it.
that's
So I was
right.
like,
Yeah.
that shit is awesome.
I have none, so I can't even get a universal one.
Dang.
That's a
It
sad.
That's
sucks.
unfortunate.
But one day,
One
Yeah.
day I'll
Well-
get them, and I'll get a karambit.
All right.
one day you'll get the universal karambit
Yeah.
and you'll be happy forever.
Nice. Okay, so it seems like we're going into the care package. Care package now grants Evo to the entire team instead of just the opener, which seems
W.
that's a
That's
general
good.
buff to
That's good.
care packages, and also coincidentally Loba at times. So, charge rifle, prowler, PDW, Nemesis burst AR, G7 scout, and car SMG are the new gold weapon rotation right now, and ring lethality. So now support perk benefits will be disabled once a player reaches the ring lethality warning time limit. And revive expert benefits will still remain a long cooldown before reuse after being used inside the ring.
So how's that like? How's
That's
that change? Like this? I'm assuming that's like a late game change, right? When
Yeah.
the rig's really small.
It's
Like,
just
what does
the
that do?
ring the whole time. There's like a timer on it, so you
Okay.
can't just because people like a few seasons ago
Mm.
in ranked would just sit in ring until like the end of the game.
Oh, really?
Oh,
It
it's like
didn't
the
do enough
old-
damage to kill
yeah.
them, and they could
Yeah.
out heal it. So they made it so there's like a timer. I think it's like 3 minutes or something in
And you
ring,
die.
and then you just die.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. It's like the old what
I
was it? The
remember
Fortnite
that.
thing.
They would just sit.
People
like,
would just-
yeah.
Games
just
would
out heal it.
end.
The ring
with
just
people in
didn't
ring.
do enough damage. Yeah.
You could out heal it till like almost the very end of the game.
Jesus, that's crazy.
So they had to change that, and now they added the timer like a season or two ago to
Mhm.
just counter it even more.
Make them
Okay,
play the
nice.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you
Make them
actually have to
the
play.
game.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good.
So yeah, we could go into the attachments and ordnance. I think this is the weapon upgrades. So the charge rifle actually got a bunch of buffs that we'll get into soon.
Accelerator stock.
Okay, yeah. So accelerator stock on the Nemesis burst AR, G7 scout, and car SMG increases Evo gained from damage, increased ultimate charge from damage. Nox grants 30% ult charge as long as an accelerator weapon is equipped.
That's pretty good.
That's gonna be so fun to
Yeah.
watch.
30% ult
for
charge
sure.
on a knock is
If
like
you
kinda
wipe a whole
freaky.
team, like you
Mhm.
pop
Just
your
get
ult in the
an
fight,
ultimate.
wipe a whole team,
That's
and then
your
you get
ult.
third party, you can just ult again.
no, that's actually good for
really-
countering.
I think
third
it's-
party.
I think it's really good.
That's a good counter. Yeah.
And on top of the increased ult charge from damage and the Evo, you're like you have your ult and you're getting like
Yeah.
more Evo from
You
Yeah.
just get more.
Yeah.
Like,
Third
it's
party.
nice.
Yeah,
That's,
this
like,
just
kinda awesome.
it just yeah you benefit from like fighting a lot with
Yeah.
this. It seems like
Yeah,
So-
it
as long
definitely
as you're
seems like they
hitting,
want
as long as
to.
you're hitting shots, of course.
Yeah,
But,
that's
yeah.
true.
But it's like the Nemesis and the car, like those are like really good like fighting weapons as far as I understand.
The
So,
Nemesis
like,
is like
But
crazy.
now they
the
are
Nemesis has
golden
always
tier
been
weapons,
crazy
so
for
now-
like
yeah,
when
they're
I've
gold
been
tier.
playing
Yeah.
the game.
So
I don't think Nemesis has ever been bad.
yeah,
Like it's just
like,
like
Nemesis
the
was
best.
all right. G7 was always kind of nasty for what the car was like. You either pick that or the was it the R9?
R9?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you pick one of those two.
They kind of nerfed them both into the ground.
I always go Hemlock Alternator. You can, smite me for that one, but that's my preference, so I don't get anything from this.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so yeah, Arc Star, you'll be now told you're stuck. I don't know why that wasn't
Thank
a thing
God for
before.
that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
God.
Wait, it took him this long to add that? Really?
Yeah, because you'd get like slowed, but
Select
like it wouldn't
fires
tell
back.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Added select
Automatic
fire.
prowler's
That's
back.
nice.
Yeah.
I like
Charge
that.
rifle shoots way too
Auto
fast.
prowler being back is kind of fun.
It shoots.
That's cool.
So fast.
That's good. Okay, so weapons, car.
Car buff.
Car buff, interesting.
Increased to 13 was 12. That seems pretty good. That's a fast firing weapon you guys said, right?
It's an SMG. Yeah.
It's an
So
SMG.
that's overall a pretty big.
Yeah, the
buff, given-
SMGs right now are not very good.
Okay, nice.
It's kind of like a shotgun meta right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you're gonna enjoy
like-
the nerfs coming up.
Yeah.
But first, charge rifle increased ammo capacity. It's now 6. The white mag is 7, blue mag 8, purple mag 9. So that's overall first buff out of many.
Oh my
Increased
God.
projectile size at closer ranges, so you can actually fight up close and personal with it. Increased projectile speed, which means now you could. I guess it'll mess with people's like internal like rhythm, especially when it comes to farther range fights. But
Yeah.
that's still pretty good. Increased improved recoil, which means people are actually gonna hopefully aim better, especially on like controllers and whatnot. But I think like the recoil was lowered for controllers anyway. So
Yeah.
maximum damage for range scaling now achieved at 200 meters was 300 meters. So that's pretty good.
That's a good buff, yeah.
Reduced projectile gravity and now takes select fire hop up automatic firing mode damage. The damage gets reduced by 25%.
But
and
it
increased
fires
fire
like
rate.
It shoots
million
so
times
fast.
faster.
Oh, it shoots
Yeah.
It is
fast.
so
Okay,
fast.
okay, I see. Okay, so how do we feel about it so far?
It's fun.
It's buff.
It's fun. If you can
Okay.
get like
the piece.
if you can get 2 people on your team
Mhm.
with the like hop up, you can just explode somebody.
Oh,
Oh
in,
yeah,
like, a
true. Because
second.
it's like it's hit scan, right?
No. It's
it's
still
pretty
the
fast,
same
right?
like
Yeah.
because they when they reworked it,
Is it just like a really fast projectile?
it's honestly I think it's like almost it might be a little faster than the other snipers are.
but they made it faster.
Yeah,
this patch.
they made it
so
faster.
It's basically gonna be like
It feels like it's almost hit scan because it used to
Yeah.
actually just be like the laser,
Yeah.
and then they reworked it.
Okay.
Because,
Oh, they reworked.
Yeah,
Okay. I
because
haven't
you
played
die from like
since
across
then.
the map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's
So they
actually
kind
crazy.
of like when they reworked it, it was just really hard to hit because the projectile speed just felt so slow. You just see your bullet like
Yeah, for like a sniper,
Yeah.
that's kind of bad.
it was super slow. So I think this is like it makes it a usable sniper now.
Big Mastiff
n-
nerves.
Mastiff
Go for it.
nerf.
Take it.
Peacekeeper buff.
Yeah.
Yup.
So aim down sights blast pattern tightening reduced, which means aiming down sights doesn't even give you that added benefit on the Mastiff of like actually being able to shoot your shots in a tight area.
Yeah.
So that sucks. Blast pattern size increased, so now not only is it harder to hit when you're scoped in, it's just like bigger now.
Yeah.
Increased time before the Mastiff is ready to fire when raising, so now you can't even pull it out if you get jumped on.
You can't double pump with it anymore. That's
Yeah.
yeah. You
Yeah,
can't do
that was a thing. That
And
was
then
a thing.
raise and lower time slightly increased, so switching into and out of it sucks. So yeah, basically they said you got to run into this fight knowing you
We're
want to fight
bringing
with the
back
Mastiff.
the Peacekeeper.
Finally, that's my favorite. When I really play this game, whenever I picked a shotgun, it'd be PK. It just felt so nice to
like
use.
the classic weapons are just like R3, R9, PK.
Yeah.
And like
And, like,
the
Wingman.
wingman. Yeah.
That's- yeah.
Mhm.
Those are
Wingman
like your
when it was
classic
green.
weapons.
Yeah.
Like
Bringing back peak.
Yeah, Mastiff
I know.
was like last season. If you didn't have a Mastiff, you lost the fight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was it shot way too fast, and it was like a sniper. You could shoot from like 50 meters away
Slug
and hit for like
shotgun.
a
that's
third
why
of my
people
God.
were shooting at me from that far
They
with
would
the
shoot.
Mastiff.
They would
I
shoot
didn't
from
know
so
that.
far with a shotgun,
That's crazy.
and like the PK should be able to do that
Mhm.
That's like
Yeah.
because
yeah.
it has.
That's like the whole gimmick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
like
whole thing. You like
You-
charge it up and it shoots like a
Mhm.
tighter choke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
That's good to
RE45
see.
buff.
I like the PK.
RE45
usable.
buff. Increased by 1 just like the other one. Oh, I forgot what was
Oh, can
the
you
Peacekeeper got?
Can you akimbo the RE45?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay.
That
so you can
sucks.
only akimbo the 2020 and
Yeah.
the Mausoleum.
Oh, okay. Wait, can we scroll up to see
I didn't
that
know
one?
you could
forgot
do that. I haven't
The
played it in a
Peacekeeper
while.
choke speed significantly increased and increased projectile speed. So.
It's just a buff.
Yeah,
It's just a
buff.
straight
Yeah.
buff.
They just
yeah.
wanted to be usable again because it was not.
Please,
The moment
please play our weapon.
you get 2 shots off, which if you hit every bullet wouldn't even kill someone on like purple armor, and then the Mastiff would get like 4 shots off with like one of the worst like bolts. Like it was not balanced at all.
Okay, nice. So overall, these weapon changes seem to
Good.
be pretty good. Okay, so let's get into the legends then, real quick. So Alter, which is one of the newer legends, cooldown reduced by 60 seconds on the Void Nexus, which is the ultimate, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
No longer times out by default, and range increased by 100 meters. So it seems like a good buff. I don't know how Alter was before.
It's fun for ranked.
Okay.
Upgrade
It's fun for
level
ranked.
3. There's a new change. Grants a second Void Nexus. So what does the Void Nexus like do?
So you throw it down, and then if you're within the range, you just press a button and it just teleports you back. There's like a few seconds of
Oh, that's cool.
you, like charge something up, and then you just teleport straight back to it.
That's actually pretty neat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phoenix Soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
kinda
much
like
just
that.
Phoenix ult, but the whole team. Like even if you go down, you can use it.
That's actually
Oh.
pretty
So if
cool.
you lose a fight, like someone goes down, they pop it immediately. You'll
and
just
then
like
you just you just-
reset 200 meters away.
It's like
That's
better.
actually
That's
pretty
like
cool.
better Revenant.
Yeah.
Totem.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh shoot,
That's
that's
kind of
pretty
cool.
neat. Yeah, and then there's gonna be a lot of upgrade changes as we get into it. So no Horizon Gravity Lift. This is a visual change and the audio changed, which is I guess a little bit of a nerf, but yeah, I mean,
Kinda, yeah.
or actually it just says adjusted.
Yeah.
No, we have no clue if it
So-
makes it better or worse.
I saw something that they accidentally brought back tap strafing.
Really?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know.
like,
like-
with just Horizon or just in general?
I'm not sure, but apparently like Horizon can like tap strafe in her like
Yeah.
queue
So
right now.
I don't know if it was on purpose, but I've seen like clips of people because it used to be like the reason they nerfed Horizon was you actually like could not shoot them in their queue because they'd go up
okay, yeah.
and it'd go so fast like
Yeah.
side to side in their queue that you can't hit them and they just move so fast.
Dang.
And I think they brought it back on accident.
That's when you need to get on
yeah.
the Kovacs.
So
Yeah.
it's not in the patch notes, but it's closer to how it used to be,
Oh,
which
okay.
everyone likes. But I
Okay.
don't know if they've acknowledged that
Mhm.
because
yeah.
I mean people love playing Horizon.
Okay, yeah, I've seen a lot of
Um,
Horizon. So
But yeah,
that's
it's
fair.
not in there.
Okay. So
But yeah,
it's
I
one
think
of those things that fall under the radar.
it kind of like yeah. Everybody wants it because it's fun. It's not fun to shoot at, but like they nerfed
it's fun
Horizon
to
so
use.
much that was the one thing that
Let us have something.
yeah, that it was just fun.
All right, here's the big one.
Oh, Black Market
Loa.
Ultimate starts with 99% charge instead of 50, which is basically you just land and you immediately
You
get
land
it.
and you put it
land
down.
and loot.
You land and loot. That's it. And it added griefing protection on top of that. Can now be remotely picked up. Can now grab banners, and it does not consume a black market usage while doing so. Can now open vaults without a key, but no evo is awarded. Stealing vault loot no longer breaks black market, but can only be done by Loba and will set off the alarm. It can once again take loot from explosive holds. Remove delay after placing black market before it becomes usable. Small meds, shield cells, and syringes no longer consume a black market usage.
Ooh.
It's just
Cool.
infinite heals. It's insane.
Yeah. Trials, Big VOD, Caustic Labs loot no longer appears in black market, which I guess is the only nerf
That's
part
fine.
of that. But that is a crazy big buff to Lola,
Yeah.
just in reading it.
Yeah, so we scrimmed the day after the like patch came out, and our first game, we landed. We were still looting our POI, and a whole like a team just walked up on us and killed us with like fully looted.
Really?
And we're like, "How are you fighting us before we even know what Zone 1 is?"
That's so
they
freaky.
played Loba, landed
Holy
in their
crap.
POI, dropped the ult immediately,
yeah, I was gonna
looted
say,
up, and came and fought us immediately. Like
That's
you just-
crazy.
insta loot.
That's
It's
actually
wild.
insane.
That's like a good early game buff as well. Like just
It's
super
yeah, you like
strong.
land
yeah.
with loot.
Now you get
That's
the double
crazy.
TP. What the?
Oh yeah, you get double TP too.
I
so-
swear, when you throw it now, you get a speed boost when
that
you
really?
land.
Oh.
Like you feel faster when because it used to be you felt like you were like stuck.
Reduce recovery time.
Oh,
That's
that's probably what
the-
it is. Yeah, reduce the recovery time.
Well, I don't know if that's like I think that's when you like bring it back in. I feel like now when you land though, you
Hmm.
get a boost. Like you run faster. Like when Bang gets
Oh.
shot
That'd
at
be cool.
and she gets
Yeah.
like the speed,
Yeah.
you feel like
Oh.
you aren't like slowed off landing. Like there's actually no delay off landing to moving.
Oh,
Does that mean you would keep your momentum then?
That it feels like you
I
keep
think
your momentum.
I think
yeah.
that's what it would be
Oh,
like. I
probably.
think that's what that might have been a
That's-
shadow buff.
that's
it
kinda
feels
freaky.
it feels really good.
I imagine.
Oh
it
yeah,
feels really good.
an eye for quality. Now when she's unarmed, she could also ADS to use her passive, which is just quality of life.
Yeah, that's good. I think she kind of need that because it's like that's when you need it, right? Like you need to
Yeah.
find something.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That makes sense.
And then some upgrades, just a bunch of reworking around the different upgrades that she could take. So yeah, and then they added some new ones: Wolf Claws, brand new bag, and Escape Artist. So,
Is it that one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
No,
probably what the. Oh, never mind then.
I don't think so. Let me see. Speed boost.
After a teleport.
That is it. Yeah, that is
I
actually.
guess everyone's
You
just
do get the
running
speed
big
boost.
upgrades. Okay.
It wasn't
yeah.
placebo effect after
It
all. You
wasn't
literally
I
got
guess that makes
inside the
sense
shadow
because I've
above.
never taken that.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So
I do
Wolf
not help my
Claws.
teammates.
Yeah.
I've also only taken the one on purple where I get like shield after throwing
oh
it.
yeah, the new Escape
'Cause
Artist.
it's-
Okay. So
who
you just
needs
like
gold?
running away from people.
Who needs
after-
gold bags?
It's honestly really good though. It's like it just makes you better at fighting because like
Yeah.
Loba, without that, you're kind of just you have the gun.
Yeah,
and
and,
that's
and
it.
like when you throw it and they could see the like arc of where you're landing, they just look at
Yeah,
you. So
exactly.
now you
Yeah.
can heal a little bit and like might get something out
be
of
able
it.
to fight back.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So let's move on. I think the other one to get changed is Mirage.
Yeah.
So let me see.
They-
Yeah. So now you see me
Yeah.
also cloaks you while you're healing. So this is like kind of like it reminds me of like when Fortnite, you can move around with your stuff. Now
Yeah.
you're cloaked while
You
you're
literally just
doing
go
stuff. So.
fully invisible while
Yeah.
healing.
So now you can just heal with, out in the open
And
essentially.
it has a 5-second cooldown after exiting the cloak state.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
kind of chill.
That's
not
kind of
bad.
cool. Yeah, it just makes him better. You know.
yeah.
You can actually be used in fights
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
like reset.
And now you can also enter cloak faster.
Yeah, letting
So.
Mirage reset is like pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he has a revive after being revived. Sorry, he increases speed while cloaked. So yeah,
Mhm.
the cloak is just better overall. And then he
They
got some
just
new
buffed the
upgrades.
cloak. Yeah.
It's kind of quality of life, but it's also like so
It's
quality.
just a straight.
good. Yeah,
like,
it's, a
it's not
buff.
even quality. It's just straight buff.
It's
Yeah,
good
like-
because with like the Renaissance Man upgrade,
Mm,
you don't need for like comp. You can just scan everything now.
yeah.
You
He
get-
can be
that's
every
crazy.
type of character.
Wow.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think they
That's-
want to make more characters. Lots of the changes they made have been trying to make characters more like comp viable.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like give them more utility for the whole team, not just
Yeah.
individual stuff. And this is like the most insane one.
Oh, that's.
I
pretty good.
agree.
He can
Because
just
like
do everything
you get
now.
survey and
Mhm.
ring console, and then
And
you get
all the
all the
bins.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the boxes.
Yeah, that is
That's
a
like-
lot to give him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a really big buff.
Nice. All right. So let's see what else is left. I don't think there is much left. Oh, Pathfinder.
Oh.
There's another Pathfinder nerf.
They nerfed him again. They
Big
just made him
25.
usable.
Okay. The very like the cooldown on the grapple to just a flat 30 is evil. By the
It
way,
is
Yeah.
very
that
evil.
is evil.
You mess it up
Like-
once and it's like, all right.
He messed it up and you're just like, well, why am I playing Pathfinder? I'm just walking
Yeah.
around. I just have a big hitbox and I'm walking around.
And then now his upgrade for Zipline Zen, which was pretty useful because you could zip around and then like get your damage reduced by 50%. Now it's 25%.
Yeah, you were like unkillable. Now you can die.
Yeah, now you can die. So like, who's playing Pathfinder in 2025?
It's like
Just
he was
play
always
Mirage now.
like
Yeah.
a high skill ceiling like legend, right? But
Yeah.
like now it's like even with the skill, like what are you doing? You
I
can't
mean, you
do
gotta
anything.
be too good to play him.
Exactly. Like
It's like I think
Yeah.
the grapple change was like really what like did him in because
Yeah.
like the main like appeal, like his gimmick was the grapple.
He grapples.
Yeah,
That's his thing.
Exactly. That's his thing.
That is
And
literally his whole
when
thing.
you take that away from him, he's just like kind of like a shell of a
He's
character.
just a guy.
Like-
yeah.
Yep. He's just a big hitbox.
Exactly. Like
Mhm.
I feel like whoever's balancing this game just doesn't like Pathfinder.
They
There's a
don't. They
Pathfinder
don't like movement
here.
characters at all.
But it's a
Yeah,
that's
movement-based
that's something
game.
that's
like,
something
what?
I've noticed is that they really like don't
you
like
move
the
down.
Yeah,
movement people.
every character that has movement, they just nerf. They do not want to make them playable.
Yeah. Holy crap. And the Vantage got what is it?
Example
Really-
given Horizon.
Exactly. They nerf all movement completely.
All right, so we gotta wrap it up.
Okay. Yeah. We took a long.
Well, we'll go into rivals and speedrun that.
I'll say
Yeah,
that-
this
that
is
was
the part
a
everyone's
fun
waiting
Yeah.
for, but unfortunately, we gotta make it a little quicker. All right,
Yeah.
so Rivals, I'm sure everyone's been playing it. Everyone kind of knows already, but if you don't, they just released the first half of the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, as well as a new map, Midtown, which is placed in New York City, which is I think is a convoy map, so true payload, if you don't know what that is. And they've also made quite a few adjustments to, some of our more weaker or more powerful characters, right? So let's go straight into it. So let's say if you hated Hela and Hawkeye, well, luckily for you, that meta is not as crazy anymore. Hela's damage pretty much just went down like by so much due to they nerfed the team up damage bonus, and they also nerfed her base health so you can kill her a lot faster. Hawkeye's charge up with his passive arrow does less damage now, so it's harder to one-shot if to even one-shot at all. So now the new thing is Storm, because they just gave her a mega damage buff. Well, maybe not like a mega damage buff, but enough to make her easily A tier. And I think that's pretty much it for like the most notable changes. I know they buffed Bucky, Winter Soldier. He just does more damage with his gun. But the main thing now
is the new team ups.
The new team up, which is Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman.
Love to see it.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic, and he is a DPS. He is a duelist, but he kind of plays.
He doesn't really play like a duelist.
He plays like a tank, more than anything.
He has a lot of defensive utility from what I've seen.
Yes,
it's really interesting.
I would like to explain his whole kit, but it's a little complicated. The new
I wonder if they
complicated.
are wanting to go in this direction where they want to like make a lot more like of these hybrid characters that can kind of fill like these like double roles.
Yeah, especially since people don't want to play.
Exactly. Like
new characters.
Yeah. Like a big problem is like getting people to play like a lot of these like more supportive roles like tank.
Yeah.
And so like maybe making like a hybrid tank duelist like like character would like encourage people to like try out other tanks, because like, you know, they play similarly to like
I like that.
Yeah. It's like a really interesting like idea to go, and I hope they continue experimenting with like the dual like roles.
I hope they kind of do something similar when they add Human Torch in the thing, because, you know, since we got the first half of the Fantastic Four, we're gonna have the other half coming out halfway into the season, so you're gonna have to wait a bit for that, unfortunately. But we actually didn't talk about Susan yet, Invisible Woman. So she
invisible.
Yeah, that's like half of her utility. But she is more of a utility support than a healing support. She only has 2 healing abilities, which is her left click or her M1 and her ultimate, right? Everything else is utility. So you have a shield that you put in front of a teammate targeted. You have a pushback or a pull in, which is the same ability. And you have basically Sojourn E on your shift, except it pulls people in. I don't know the better comparison for that, because it looks like a Sojourn E from Overwatch.
That's true.
It's just like the orb that like
it looks like the ball.
It's the same ball, and her ultimate is actually really strong. I think it has higher healing per second than Luna's ult.
Oh wow!
And everyone inside is invisible. Think of Malga's cage fight, but instead of blocking people in, everyone inside is invisible. From the outside. If you're inside, you can see everyone.
Yeah, I've just seen like videos of like Iron
But if you're like fighting on the inside,
pulls.
it's like
it's like I don't know where I'm aiming. I'm
It's
just
maximum.
Just shoot in there somewhere.
Just shoot in there. Yeah. Well, it's not gonna do anything because they're healing super fast.
Unless you're Iron Man.
Unless you're Iron Man. Jarvis,
clip that.
Ult this married couple.
Ult this married couple. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But we would go into a lot more detail, but we're running a little bit out of time, and plus it's been a long episode. But so I mean, Marvel Rivals is a very new game. A lot of people are happy with it. Overall, though, there's a lot of games to be played if you're interested. So make sure to check out a lot of these games. I personally think some of the winners for this month, Rivals is fun.
Yeah.
Call of Duty has some cool
Rivals
stuff.
has been poaching every game's player
Rivals
base for like
is
the
definitely
past
the winner
like
for
month.
this month.
I can tell every other game that's like adding new stuff, like making things more fun, that's Damage Control.
Yeah.
Sorry, like you are coping so hard with Rivals taking off. Like people think, game's gonna fall off. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. People are gonna love this game.
League of Legends made a bunch of changes, not very popular changes.
Yeah.
Making a League fan happy for anything is impossible. And
Especially like a game with like the Marvel IP, like just being like a good game first is like good.
Yeah.
But then you add on the popularity of the Marvel IP on top of that, it's like kind of insane. Like I don't know. There's a lot of potential there, I think. And like I hope they continue doing good things with the game, because I need another game to play.
That's
because
actually
it's, like,
fun.
all the same ones.
Yeah. Like we also know that the developers, they really don't care about making the game super competitive. So it's nice that they're going the fun route.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
With like a lot of these like competitive games that have been like coming out, they're like 100% focused on like the competitiveness, the fairness, and like esports.
Yeah.
Which is like fair. Esports is fun and good, but like I think truly at like the root of it all should be like fun game that like everyone can play.
Yeah, that's what games are for.
Exactly.
So
yeah, we're hoping that you guys are enjoying a bunch of games. We'll have a lot more fun with games, and hopefully we'll be seeing you guys soon for another episode of The Patch presented by Esports at UCF. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the future. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.